Tonight, the cold-blooded killing of the Gros Islet Minibus Owners Association's executive secretary at the bus stand prompts calls for more police patrols in the area. The superintendent of police denies claims that Hermia Lord, the woman killed at the Gros Islet bus stand, was a police informant. And the family of a Tuapiton teen gunned down on the weekend is distraught and in shock following his killing. The details of these stories and more coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good night. It is Monday, the 22nd of March, 2021. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News on Flow Channel 117, on the Caribbean Hot 7 TV Facebook page, and on the Caribbean Hot FM mobile app. A special hello to all of our viewers watching via our free-to-air digital antenna. I am Lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. On Saturday morning, the executive secretary of the Gros Islet Minibus Owners Association, Hermia Lord, was gunned down in cold blood while carrying out her duties at the Gros Islet bus stop in Castries. Lord's death has left the association and all its members traumatized and outraged. The president of the Gros Islet Minibus Owners Association says the association will do all in its power to assist the police force to bring the perpetrator of the crime to justice. He has further called for more police patrols on bus stands.
It was only 2 months ago when Hot 7 News featured the executive secretary of the Gros Islet Minibus Association, Hermia Lord, who at the time was speaking on the reopening of school on Monday, the 11th of January. At the time of the interview, the only thing that mattered was ensuring that the passengers embarking the Gros Islet minibuses were properly sanitized, as it was business as usual on the all-important day.
Things continue the same. We see the opening of school, but yet still the numbers of children going to school is a lot lower than normal. And the buses that we have doing the comprehensive school children, those buses, we used a lot less buses today than we would normally do. Other schools like SDA and the Gros Islet Primary School, I haven't seen too many of these children. So I cannot say the opening of school have really increased on our number of passengers. Our passenger capacity remains the same.
Little did we know was that this would be our last interview with her, as she was gunned down in cold blood in that very same spot on Saturday, March 22nd. Lord's killer took her life in broad daylight in the full view of the dozens of passengers queued up to be sanitized by her just before beginning their daily commute. On Monday, the president of the association, Danny Edward, held a press conference to address the shocking crime. Edward said the many members of the association are in low spirits and that it is a sad day for the entire minibus sector as they remembered Lord, whom they called the Iron Lady. He also called her his backbone, stating that she was very supportive and encouraging. Due to the daring nature of the crime, Edward called for more security for drivers, as he said the job has many risks.
As you know, in the past, they had several targets on minibus drivers on the whole, so minibus drivers are always at risk. But in that case, I really do not want to speculate on what transpired, but all minibus drivers are at risk. As you know, in the past, they had several minibus drivers who got shot, killed in the line of duty. I'm on record asking for more police presence, especially armed police officers, especially at nights. But now you realize it doesn't even really matter if it's night or day. But I believe for a bus stop like, the amount of people frequent that bus stop, we should have police presence. I personally contacted the mayor, and he did assist, but they were not consistent. There is times that we would have police presence at the front there, but yes, we always need police presence.
One minibus driver could not hold back his emotions as he remembered his fallen friend. He called on the public to be more empathetic during such times of tragedy.
She was a person of principles, she was a person of standards, and she stuck by her rules and regulations of the association. And we respect that as bus drivers, and I admire that about her. She's a very strong woman, you understand? And the manner in which she was taken out, I didn't appreciate it. I don't like it. One of the things I find that was a bit harsh was, if it's an issue somebody have with somebody, I find that's the wrong way to go and deal with it. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, and the picture taking of the body and not circulating in social media, that's kind of that's not good. We have to stop this as people, as a society. We civilized people. We're not hooligans. We're not animals. So. I just wish we put down the guns, we put the guns down on our side, and we deal with things in a different way.
The driver said he appreciates all that Lord has done for the sector. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
Over the weekend, the island saw a surge in the number of gun-related crimes. Within a 2-day period, 4 homicides were recorded and another 4 individuals sustained gunshot injuries. Superintendent of Police with responsibility for crime, George Nicholas, addressed the bloody weekend and cleared the air on claims that Hermia Lord was targeted for being a police informant. Genevieve Gonzague tells us more.
Following a weekend of multiple gun-related crimes, St. Lucia's homicide rate has increased to 12. Between Saturday night and Monday morning, 3 homicides were recorded and 5 individuals are hospitalized for gun-related injuries. On Saturday 20th, the Royal St. Lucia Police Force responded to the shooting of the Executive Secretary of the Grizzly Minibus Association, Hermia Lord. Lord received multiple gunshots about her body. Following the death, there has been much speculation as to the motive of the killing. Superintendent of Police with responsibility for crime, George Nicholas, has rubbished claims that Lord was a police informant.
There are reports circulating that Hermia, at the time of her death, was an informant of the police. We are categorically denying that statement. Hermia Lord was never an informant of the police. She has never provided information to the police that led to the arrest or capture of anybody. We are zeroing in on a possible motive for her death, and it is not related in any way, form or fashion to her providing any information to the police. Like I said, we are categorically denying any statement suggesting that she was ever an informant of the police.
On Sunday 21st, the Royal St. Lucia Police Force responded to 2 homicides and 5 other shooting incidents. Nicholas gave the details of a shooting in Tuapiton which left 1 person dead and 2 injured.
Police responded to an incident in Tuapiton Castries where upon arrival it was reported that 19-year-old Zinedine Felicia of Tuapiton received an apparent gunshot wound to the chest. He was transported via ambulance to the OKEU hospital where he later succumbed to his injuries. A post-mortem examination is scheduled for a later date to determine the cause of death. No one has been arrested in this latest incident. 2 other male individuals received non-life-threatening injuries during this latest incident.
Meanwhile, Nicholas is seeking assistance from the public in identifying the body of a male found in Kakojiwa, Babono on Sunday. At approximately 1:10 a.m., the body of an unidentified male with gunshot wounds was discovered.
Police responded to an incident in Babono where, on arrival on the Kako-Jira Road, a lifeless body of a male individual with an apparent gunshot wound to the body was found. The body was examined by a medical practitioner on the scene and was pronounced dead. A post-mortem examination is scheduled for a later date. We are yet to identify this latest victim. However, we are seeking information from the public who can assist in identifying this victim. No one has been arrested in this latest incident.
At approximately 3:15 on Sunday, police also responded to reports of a shooting where 2 individuals were injured in Belmont, Henry. No arrests have been made in any of these matters. However, the Royal St. Lucia Police Force is actively pursuing leads. Anyone with information about any of these incidents should contact the Criminal Investigation Department or the nearest police station. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
The father and uncle of a homicide victim whose life was claimed in a drive-by shooting on Sunday say they are dazed and confused by the killing of their loved one, Zinedine Felicia. They spoke with Hot 7 TV News about the impact of their loss.
On Sunday 21st, 19-year-old Zinedine Felicia lost his life in a drive-by in Tuapiton Castries. Linus Dupri, who is the father of the deceased, says he has no words to express the level of anguish he is feeling at the moment. Dupri says it is beyond him why anyone would want to take the life of his son.
To be honest, I can't say nothing bad about him. He was an Irish person. Not just little things with the fellas around self. The little fellas around. Little misunderstanding. And nothing like big problem, I think so.
The uncle of the deceased, Derek Felicia, echoed Dupre's sentiments, saying his nephew was not one who found himself in trouble. He explained that the family is finding it very difficult to cope with the news.
That is the first time, very first time. Because, we was proud of this area. Not a violent community, but that's the first time we experienced that such behavior. In a very terrible state, especially my sister in Martinique. She's not taking it well at all. She's very, she take it very hard. Nothing good at all. And my brothers, my nephews and nieces, they taking it very hard.
Felicia says while he can't exactly pinpoint why there has been an upsurge in violent crimes, he believes the nation needs to pray.
This is the situation that we are in now, which I believe in God, and we have a Prime Minister that said that when he was campaigning, he said that Kenny could not stop it, but he will, not inviting God in his, whatever he was saying, and now we see nothing getting worse. He cannot do nothing about it. That is very bad. I'm not blaming him, but at the same time, everything that you do, you must put God first. But he thought that he could do it by himself without inviting God. And that is very, very bad of the Prime Minister.
The family says they are hoping that justice is exacted swiftly. Felicia was one of 4 individuals who lost their lives during the weekend. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
Stay with us. Still to come, the National Security Minister is accused of putting his political ambitions ahead of citizen safety and solving crime. First National is targeted by thieves, and St. Lucia to welcome its first international cruise ship since the closure of the cruise sector due to COVID-19.